Hey guys, how's it going? Reese here. Today, I want to talk a little bit about stats. So, right now, I'm about 1387, done Argos once, gonna be doing it again this week, gonna do P2 likely. Um, and it's been good. But one thing that hasn't been good is I've been seeing people walk into these raids, into these Guardian raids, they're hitting 1370, hitting this end game, and their stats are still completely out of place. Like, take a look at this. This was somebody that I saw, and can you tell what class they are? I can't from just this picture, because they're literally trying to build Exodia right now. They're out here throwing around crit, domination, swiftness, endurance, expertise, throwing it everywhere. And if your stats look like this, change it now, please. The way I think about it is stats are the backbone of your character. So a lot of people put emphasis on engravings, right? They're like, oh, you got to get your engravings right. You got to get your, grudge. You got to get your ambush master. You got to get your class engraving, whatever it is. Yes, that's true. Those things are important. But in my opinion, before all of that, if you don't have your stats in place, you really are not doing well. So if you look right now, I'm a bard. I have specialization as my main stat and swiftness as my secondary stat. And you can kind of go either spec main or swift main, whatever it is you want, whatever type of build you want. But I don't have anything in crit. I don't have anything in domination. I don't have anything in endurance or expertise. Because in Lost Ark, there really are only 3 useful stats: crit, specialization, and swiftness. Everything else, I just instantly throw away the moment I see them. When I'm sorting, when I'm looking at the equipment I found, let's say I finished my Chaos Dungeon for the day, right? I'm looking through the equipment, seeing what is good, seeing if there's anything worth selling. I look through the accessories, and if I don't see, or rather, if I see domination, endurance, or expertise, I just immediately throw it out. I don't even look at the engravings, because that is how important stats are. They are the backbone of your character. For example, if Bard, if I don't have specialization, my bar, my identity gauge doesn't fill as quickly. The identity skills for the damage buff and the healing aren't as good. It just makes this with the classes a lot more clunkier, and it doesn't work as well. And it's even more apparent with DPS classes as well. Now, of course, I could go swiftness, and this would be a different build. This would be more focused on my regular skills rather than my identity gauge. That's totally fine, but I shouldn't be putting stuff into endurance. I shouldn't be putting stuff in expertise or domination, because those are completely useless stats. And beyond that, you can say like, oh, I don't want to spend all this much money on my accessories. This isn't my end game accessories. I'm not going to be using it for too long. The moment that I get my Argos accessories, or the moment that I get my Vaulton accessories, when those come out, I'm going to be changing it, right? That's true. You're probably going to be changing it. But the thing is, it really doesn't take much to get max class engraving and basically your most important engraving. I'd say that at a minimum for every character, you should have your class engraving. Most of the time it's only 3. In the case of some other classes like Gunslinger, it's probably, if you're doing Peacemaker, it's going to be 1. But in most cases, you're going to be looking for 3 of your class engraving and 3 of your starter engraving, which for me is Awakening. That's my first and most important Awakening. Now, if you wanted to find your most important Awakenings, I can give you a link to a spreadsheet down below in the comment section that tells you what the most important, so you can see what your class engraving is, right? Mayhem Berserker, your class engraving is there, and then your starter engraving is going to be right there. So here you can see that information. So your priority is getting your class engraving to 3 for most classes, and your starter engraving to 3, and then your stat priorities are right here. So this spreadsheet gives you literally everything you need to know on how to build your character depending on the engraving, the class engraving that you're using. Now, is this the source of truth where like this is the best, this is what everybody should be going for? I mean, probably not. You might want some other engravings that you have a preference for, but if you're unsure about where to go or don't really have an idea about where to start, this is a good place to start. This is kind of like a baseline, right? Some of these might be the best builds, but some of them might not. But at the baseline, they're going to be good builds they're going to be doing well with. You're not going to be going into your fights with, again, all these random stats and basically being dead weight. You don't want to do that. You want to go in there, you want to contribute as much as you can with the gear that you have, and not be dead weight. So back to the idea of buying accessories, right? You might say, oh, I don't want to buy accessories because they're not what I'm using right now. Well, these accessories are actually really cheap if you're just going for baseline, right? So for me, all I want at a baseline is 3 into my class engraving and 3 into my main engraving, right? So I can just get my purple books. So 2 of these stacked up already gives me 3 into my class engraving. And all I need after that is my stone having at least 5 into the main engraving that I want, which is an awakening. And then you just need about 2 into the engraving, your starter engraving on each of these accessories, and you'll get it basically. So how much would that cost? Let's say I want to look for a Bard Awakening accessory, right? So right main stat, so right combat stat, and right accessory for tier 3. So let's take a look at that. So Bard accessory all tier 3. We're gonna look for combat stats right here. My main stat is specialization, so we'll look for that. Engraving effect, awakening, 2, right? Even 3 might be cheap. Look at this. This literally costs 5 gold right here, and you can get it. You can get all your pieces for about 5 to 10 gold, and you'll at least have the baseline of what you need. So you're spending like under 50 gold, under 100 gold, whatever it might be. I'm not doing the math right now, but whatever it might be to get the engravings that you want. Let's just do this right now, okay? I'll do this with you guys. So let's start with the rings, right? So let's get 2 rings. We'll do space and time ring, right here. 5 gold right here, this one. And honestly, guys, the quality doesn't matter all that much. At the end of the day, what you really want is just having the right stats and having those engravings. Later on, you can min-max quality, but for now, when you're first starting or you're really worried about spending gold, you don't have to. But, you know, let's just grab this one, right? Space ring right here, 5 gold. So I'm right here, space ring, 5 gold. Now we go for time ring, or like the second one, right? So maybe we'll go for this inquirer's ring, right? We want to spend a little bit more gold for, you know, 30% quality, 30 quality, whatever, that's fine. Buy this one. So inquirer ring for 20 gold. Now we're done with rings. Go to earrings. And I mean, if you really wanted to, you could even buy this one right here, actually. This one's purple. So it'll give you more, right? It'll give you more specialization. Yeah, it'll give you like 30 more. So let's just even do that one. Let's do forbidden space ring. And this one right here, forbidden time ring. So we'll change that to 15 gold, actually. So 15 gold for the time ring and 20 gold for the space ring. Whatever it be. So there we go. Now earrings. We got some cheap options here too. So right here, 33 quality, not bad. Time earrings for 8 gold. And then let's go for the other one. Inquire earrings, a little bit more expensive. Oh no, 25 gold. So we'll go for that. If you really wanted to even get a little bit more juice, you can go for this. That's your choice. And the necklace. We'll add another combat stat there. Specialization, and then this one, do swiftness, right? So that's our secondary stat. So right here, 50 gold. If you want to go swiftness main, this is perfect. If you want to go spec main, that might not be as good. I mean, this purple one's better than all these ones, actually. So let's just go with this one. So Awakening 2. So Forbidden. time necklace for 50 gold. Perfect. Now let's add that up together, right? So pull up the calculator. I mean, I could do this in my head, but this is just a good, I guess, way to see this, right? So standard calculator. So we do 15 plus, whoops, 15 plus 20 plus 8 plus 25 plus 50 equals, you're literally spending 118 gold to get all of your stats in order so you can do better in your fights. Please, guys, just spend that little bit of gold so that you have your stats in place and have your basic engravings in place. Like, you can go beyond that if you want to spend more, but I'd just say that get your basic engravings, get your basic stats together, and you will do a lot better in these fights. You'll feel like you're contributing a lot more, and as a result, you'll have a lot more fun. Hopefully this video helps you guys out who are really looking to, I guess, improve your character, try to get your character to feel better when you're playing it. Because, I mean, if you have more swiftness, right, you have more attack speed, more cooldowns, if you have more crit, you're doing more damage, more spec, you're, depending on your class, you're probably doing more damage too. Like, all this stuff leads to a better feeling character. It doesn't matter if, let's say, you have, like, all these engravings here, like, you know, you have, like, Grudge 3, you have, all out attack 3, you have all these like engravings. Like, at the end of the day, if you don't have your stats in place, you're probably still not doing that much damage anyways, right? Because you don't have your crit in place. Crit is gonna give you a big boost in damage, or, you know, you don't have your spec in place because your spec gives you a lot of damage. Like, even if you have these engravings in place, if you don't have the right stats, you're not gonna be doing as well. So please, guys, just do the basics. Like, my bard is pretty much at the basics. I have a little bit of extra stuff here with heavy armor and expert, but it's basically at the basic level, guys. So just do that, spend a little bit of gold, and your character will feel a lot better. If this video helped you, let me know down in the comments, or if you have any questions. As always, hit the like button, hit the sub button, ring the bell for notifications, and I will see y'all on the next one. Peace out.